The gift. I didn't think much of the old man's words at the time. He was huddled against the brick wall. December's punishing cold wrapped around him. His shiver made me stop. I'd been there before, not long ago. So I bought him a meal, handed over a few bills, and draped an old blanket over his shoulders. As I turned to leave, he called out, "I'll give you a gift," he said, his voice hoarse but firm. "Huh?" I glanced back. "1 minute," he muttered between bites. "You can skip 1 minute into the future, but only if you exist in that future." I laughed. "Sure, old man. Thanks." Perhaps this was his way of showing gratitude. Maybe he handed out these gifts to everybody who stopped to help. A few days later, it wasn't so funny. It was during a lecture, one of those mind-numbing lectures. My eyes drooped, and the professor's voice droned on. If only I could skip this. The sensation was fleeting, like a jolt of falling asleep for a second. It felt like a micro nap. The world jerked forward while I stayed still. The whiteboard, once half empty, is now crammed with diagrams. My pen hovered mid-word, ink trailing off the page. I had skipped though. At first, I chalked it up to exhaustion, but curiously not at me. I began testing. The old man was lying. Detention, skip. Waiting in line, skip. Waiting for a text, skip. Boring classes, skip. The catch? A cool down. 30 seconds between skips. I timed it, tested it, relied on it. For someone like me, impatient, impulsive, it was perfect. Fast forward, the party was a haze of liquor and bad decisions. By the time I stumbled out, neon lights blurred with street lamps, and the ground felt like it might drop out beneath me. I got into the car with my head spinning. I fumbled with the ignition, finally pulling the car onto the road. Normally, you shouldn't drink and drive. I knew that. But tonight, I told myself it'd be different. I wasn't relying on reflexes, just on skipping through. 30 seconds of focus, even in my drunken state, I can handle that. And even if I couldn't, well, the skip would carry me through anyways. The road stretched endlessly ahead, my eyelids heavy. Skip. The tug yanked me forward. I came to, hands still on the wheel, headlights craving the lonely path through the dark. A minute closer to bed. I waited the 30 seconds, feeling like an eternity. Skip. Nothing. I must have counted too fast. Too drunk to get it right. Yeah, it had to be that. I waited a whole minute just in case. Skip. Nothing again. A cold dread crept in. I braked hard, the car stopping in the middle of the road. A dull ringing filled my right ear. Dang it, why won't it? But only if you exist in that future. The ringing sharpened to a blaring horn. Blind and light, I turned just as a truck hit.